Come on in the room. That was what he was saying. He was, come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor, and he writes out all my scriptures, and he gives me all my medicine in the room. Yeah. Listen, the thing about medicine is this: most times, the things that works the best taste the worst.
Woo. Good already.
The end.
See y'all next week.
Listen, think about that. My granddaddy used to take when he felt ill in his stomach. You know, most diseases and sickness happen in the stomach.
The gut.
That's the first part.
The gut.
Old folk knew that. You know what I mean? He would drink a whole bottle of castor oil once, and like this right here.
Go ahead, man.
I would just be thinking he's some kind of man. I'm never gonna be that man. You're some kind of man. You're built from something different too. Made from.
Yep.
You drink a bottle of it.
A bottle. Wow.
Of castor oil.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what to do. If you want to feel better, you have to go through this. And guess what? With good medicine, the results might not be immediate. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
You have to wait for it.
Gotta get there and work. Take effect.
You see this, you be already going somewhere. What you say, Reverend?
Whatever, man. We allow the Spirit to lead us.
This message is called "Worth Waiting For." The title of this exposition, if you will, this discussion.
Right.
Worth waiting for.
Worth waiting for. Yes.
They say anything worth having is worth fighting for.
Mm-hmm.
When you fight, you got to train. I'm just. Why you laugh?
True. I mean,
you can't just jump in the fight. You ain't never fought. And you fighting the number one contender or the number one champion. You're a contender. You just gonna jump in the fight? Don't do that. You have to train, which means prepare.
Yes, sir.
Your mind and your body.
Mental and physical.
Ain't that good?
Real good. Real good.
Listen, shameless plug, quick plug, behind us. We're waiting for people to come on in the room. Look, still. My sister made these. My brother here, his wife, my sister Ashley, she made these shirts. And Pastor, I'm understanding, made some too. You made some too, didn't you, Reverend?
Yeah, I made a couple of them.
You made a couple. And
Together.
she had a pop-up shop with Sister Kim. And we were doing it here at Number One Space. And you know, we were here. It was great. The only thing missing were you all.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So next Saturday and the next Saturday and the next, we're gonna say, come on out.
Come on out. We did a pop-up shop. We had candles, candle creations by Kim, and we had the Williams Way T-shirts, and there's all other stuff. We also had, shameless plug number 2, a meet and greet for Church One Hampton Road,
That part.
of which I am blessed to pastor now. We are 4 weeks old,
Hey,
and man, we had 2 new faces in the crowd on
listen,
Sunday.
Tony blessed the house, didn't he? Just about showing up.
He did, and
I was glad for that, man.
yeah, keeping him and Kim in our
And
prayers this
Kim.
week, and
And
it was just awesome. Those of you who are with us tonight, we are going to say welcome to our latest edition of TNT.
Boom!
I am Pastor Joe, the great Michael LeMelle
Hey,
first,
hey.
and you know, one thing I love about preaching from the African American tradition, I would say,
All right, I'll
is
take that.
that a good sermon, a good message is always give and take. And the
That's
preacher
good.
wants to give the crowd something, they take it. But if it dies there, it's not good. And the crowd has to give the preacher something, he takes it. Then you get this symbiosis.
Yes,
You get this
symbiosis is a great
you get
word.
this word of the day, right?
Yes, the word of the day. It's reciprocal.
Right, it's reciprocal, and
Yes,
it's something that you can't really recreate.
true.
And we had that Sunday,
We
and
did.
we sorry that y'all weren't there. I mean, there's nothing to do about it.
Something you can do about it. Show up next Sunday.
There it is. I was trying not to say that,
I got you back.
but my dear brother felt like the word was so rich coming from both everybody that we will revisit it a little bit tonight. But you're not gonna hear what we had Sunday.
Correct.
This is just a little bit of the recap. Pop up shop begins at is it 12?
12.
12. We'll probably be out here till about 2 or so, I guess.
You can kind of dictate that. Have y'all show up
Right, exactly.
and engage.
Yep. Yep. At 12. So yeah, we were talking about Lazarus.
Oh my. John 11.
John chapter 11.
My. We were talking about Lazarus and how we have um, our own views of things,
Mm.
and our consequently from our view, which whether skewed or not, can cause affect our expectation of a thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
That's it.
And so looking through the lenses of humanness or carnality, flesh, kind of makes us limited in our scope
Yep,
or in our vision of a thing,
yep.
our perspective of a thing, our perception. And to be able to see a thing fully, we have to change our scripture,
Scripture, right.
and look at it through the lens of holiness,
Mm.
which means we must, to a degree, set aside our perspective, our carnal way of seeing it,
Right.
we just have to set that aside. Uh, and usually that is connected to our, uh, this is difficult right here, connected to our heart because it's tangible. We
Yep.
can touch it, control it, feel it, see it. And faith doesn't operate in those confines.
This is good.
I'm trying to.
I know. I mean, this is good.
So faith operates. Uh, it works inside of you, but it operates outside of you.
Mm-hmm.
So the results um of our belief is faith. Faith is it the precursor, Reverend? Faith is the precursor of what we believe, or is it the result of it? I think to a degree, it's kind of both. It has a measure
Mm-hmm.
in both.
Right.
It affects it, and it's a result of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah, worth waiting for. Our faith is something that we have to increase and be steadfast about, because it can take us off track if we don't see it. You know, faith come by hearing, hearing by the word. So hearing, we can't see that.
If ever there was
It's
a story, I don't like this story. If ever there
yeah,
was a narrative
narrative
in the scriptures that
example.
example that demonstrates, personifies the principles that my brother was just saying, and that there's nothing wrong with emotion.
Please reiterate that.
There's
Let's start there.
there's nothing wrong with emotion. There's nothing
Because
wrong
God
with it.
gave them,
God gave them to us.
so it's got to be good.
Right. It's a good thing. Nothing wrong with feeling.
Nothing wrong with it at all.
Nothing wrong with even having limited expectation, right?
Nothing wrong with that.
But there is a higher order of doing things.
Order. Let us, yeah, just let us sit. That is the truth.
And you just see it
That's the
all
truth,
the
Reverend.
time in the life of Christ. That he
Yeah,
came
that's the truth.
with a higher order of doing things, but very specifically
This blessing me.
um, in that story. Um, so let's set it up. So
Yeah.
we spoke and talked about the fact that most of us know the story. We know the end of the story. Jesus raised three different people from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
He raised the widow of Nain's son. He raised Jairus's daughter, and that'll preach right there because
Want it? I got a little thing happen as soon as you said, no, go ahead, brother, go ahead. I was like,
because before you even get, let me just say,
wow.
the people that I just said, they're identified by who they're connected to.
Not even themselves.
Not
That's
even
what
themselves.
I can throw this. I can throw this right there.
And think about, oh my God. See, we ain't even talking about this Sunday, but here we go. The widow of Nain's son, the widow is not even named. She's basically anonymous,
Right.
but she's only known by what has died in her life.
See how that works? She's only regarded by what she has released, what she has
What she lost.
belongs. Oh man.
We ain't gonna preach. We ain't gonna preach all that. But
Pastor
anyway,
said Sunday, this message is for us. It's
oh,
for him.
oh
Like he
yeah,
said,
and full transparency. I didn't preach to the crowd. I preached to me.
thank y'all for being here.
I was talking to myself.
Man.
And he raised the third man was Lazarus, and it's very very significant. And I'm sure we're going to read some of these scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
But Lazarus was the brother of Mary and Martha,
Mm-hmm.
and John makes it very very clear that all three of these people were people that Jesus loved. He had emotional feeling connection to them, and you got to know just kind of from common sense that if if John the writer is making it very specific that Jesus loved Lazarus, that Jesus loved Martha, that Jesus loved Mary, it's not just the touchy feely. I love everybody in God's way. He had a real affinity for these people, right? And so that's very important because Lazarus gets sick, and they send word to the man that he loves, right?
That's how that goes. I mean, yeah, you
You
find
want
out.
to read something?
I can read some of
Yeah,
that.
read a little bit.
John 11. Now a certain man was sick, named Lazarus. They did not name widow of Nain's son.
Nope.
I just want to reiterate
That's
this.
right. That's right.
Or Jairus' daughter. Out of these three, this is the one that was specifically named.
Specific. Yep.
I think that's noteworthy.
Also, yes, very much so. This is reiterating this point that we're trying to set up.
Named Lazarus of Bethany. Not only his name, but where he's from.
Right.
Context. Everything is important in this. Location.
Yep.
Everything is important.
Everything.
The town of Mary and her sister Martha. Everybody included, naming all the players, laying it all out clearly.
Right.
Parenthetically, verse 2, it was that Martha which anointed the Lord with ointment.
Right.
And wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Lazarus was sick. So you have a clear reference from reaching back from other examples and stories.
Exactly. Right.
Therefore his sisters sent unto him, saying, Lord, behold, he whom thou lovest is sick, is sick. He whom thou lovest is sick right now.
Right.
That's important too.
Very, very significant. Right. The guy's sick.
The guy is sick. Therefore, his sisters sent unto him, saying, Lord, behold, he whom thou lovest is sick. Verse 4 says, when Jesus heard that, he said, this sickness, because he is sick,
Right?
this sickness is not unto death, but for the glory of God, that the Son of God might be glorified thereby. You can jump in anytime you want to jump in, Reverend.
So,
The title is worth waiting
it's
for.
worth waiting for. So, they have a great relationship with Jesus. They send word to him, and Jesus immediately answers the problem.
Immediately.
Sickness is not unto death, but there's going to be some glory at the end of this particular story.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what happens is some time goes by, and Jesus stays where he's at. He doesn't go to Mary's house, to Martha's house, or to see Lazarus. He stays where he is. And doesn't move.
He stays there.
He stays there. He does not go see him. Doesn't send no card. Doesn't send no word. Doesn't do anything.
He doesn't make a fuss.
Nope. He stays right where he's at. Now, some of the backstory, and this is all in the story if you want to read it, is that where Mary and Martha lived, they wanted to kill Jesus because he was claiming to be the Son of God. So
the audacity.
Right. Why would you say that about yourself? People can't stand it.
Oh man. Oh man. But it's the thing that makes you free.
It makes it, that's what it does. Get that right.
It
makes,
not sex, not sex.
Jesus is still in the same place that he was at when the word came to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he had no reason to go to Bethany. Like I said, they wanted to stone him.
Right.
And then he begins to have a conversation with his disciples. And in the midst of the conversation with the disciples, he begins to tell them, our brother Lazarus is asleep. I'm going to go wake him up. Disciples have a very limited perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And they're thinking, well, if he's asleep, boss, he was sick. He's doing good. Just
Right.
rest.
Right.
And Jesus, 2 days away from where he was, says to them, Lazarus is dead. Now, I need you to catch that nobody told Jesus that Lazarus was dead. He's not even in the same town where Lazarus has died. But this is very critical because a lot of people don't catch this point. He never got word from anybody that Lazarus had died.
Because it would have been written in the story.
Exactly.
We got
He never moved. Process through it with us. He's in a town. It's like let's just say he's in Portsmouth. There's no phone.
There's no phones.
Lazarus is in Richmond. Well, if Lazarus is sick and he gets word that he's sick, nobody tells Jesus that Lazarus is dead. So, because, and you got to catch this, Lazarus' death and his sickness did not take Jesus by surprise. He already knew the end from the beginning.
He knows my end for my beginning.
Boom.
Man.
And our takeaway is that he has to know that about us.
Has to.
So whatever you're dealing with is
Mm.
not taking Jesus by surprise. I promise
Even if it takes you by surprise,
you. Even if it takes
God is
you
not surprised.
by surprise, he is not surprised.
Wow.
And sometimes the delay that you're experiencing is because there is a greater end than you can imagine. Again, Jesus refused to operate out of emotion
Huh?
because he loved Lazarus. If his emotions kick in, then he cancels himself out from the glory that's going to come. If he operates out of his feelings for these people, oh, how he loves you and me, sometimes his love causes him
The chill. Chill. Wow. God, I need you to do it right now. I don't know what's wrong with God. He ain't moving when I tell him.
Come on, talk to it.
The three Hebrew boys said, if he doesn't prevent y'all from doing this, if he does not stop your hand, he is still God
He is still
and able
mm-hmm,
to do it.
able to do it.
If he doesn't, though, does not negate his ability.
That's right.
It's just saying he didn't move right now,
Just saying he didn't move, and he moves when he wants to.
which is perfect timing,
Mm.
which is outside of your imperfection.
Mm-hmm. Siobhan said she never caught that nobody sent word to Jesus. Well,
That, and it seems so clear now, don't it?
it's very plain in the text as you read it that he's having a conversation, and they're at least 2 days away.
2 days journey. No
So,
phones, no internet,
right.
no. My mama said this yesterday. She said, this is tricky. I said, Mom, you got to come on the thing and say it because I'm going to get shot for saying it. She said, why is everybody got to put their business on social media?
Talk about it, man.
I said, Mom, don't say, what are you saying? She said, it feels like to me that it's mostly women. I threw the, that's what I said. I said, Mom, don't say that. I said, okay, yes, do, but say it on the thing.
Yeah, your mom can say it. I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
She said, you don't have to say all your
You
business
just don't. You just don't.
and don't require nobody to put all their business
Exactly.
out.
Exactly.
So anyway, I just thought it was that the elder said it. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, it's a great point. And we need to get her on camera.
Oh, I said that. Woo!
Get her on camera saying it. So what we talked about was that nobody ever tells Jesus, right? And so they decide to go, and it's very significant because what I was trying to communicate is that when they get there and Lazarus is dead,
Mm-hmm.
it should increase their faith that Jesus, first of all, is a God, a man of his word.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's telling them information that they didn't have they were not privy to. But
Right.
when they arrive, they can see that, you know what, wow, there's something very important going on here.
Right. Right.
Right. So the story progresses. They hear that Jesus is coming. The sisters run to meet him, and everybody has a reaction that's like, "Man, what took you so long? If you would have been here,
All you had to do was just come when we told
we
you.
know you would have healed the man. All you had to do was come when we asked you to
When
come."
we asked you to come, when I told you to come.
When I told you to come, and Jesus did not do it.
He didn't do it.
He did not do it.
Some people would probably say, all you had to do was send word.
Yep, he's done that before.
We've seen you do that.
We've seen you do that before.
You don't even have to come. But you disregarded what we said.
Disregard what we
I
said.
thought you loved. I thought first of all I thought you loved him, but then I thought you loved me. You didn't come when I told you to come.
Mm,
You don't love me.
mm. And the Bible makes it very clear that Jesus loved Lazarus, Mary, and Martha.
And still he did not come
Did not come.
because the purpose was greater than.
It's a greater end. It's a greater. Come on, somebody want to sing. That's right. He's always on time. He's always on time.
Every time.
So he gets there, and everybody has a level of faith that is like, if he would have done it this way, that would have solved the problem.
Because that's how you see it.
That's how we see it, right? If he would have did it this way. But nobody has the understanding that the problem is still not yet too hard for God.
Not too hard. And you're missing the point.
you're,
You want it to be the point. You're saying you're missing the whole point, which is greater than you. Exactly. It's greater than the situation. It's a greater purpose. What did I say earlier? You are a part of the point or something. You're not the.
Oh yeah.
You're not the point.
Right,
Yeah.
you're not the point. Right.
You're part of the purpose.
Part of the purpose, right?
But you're not the point.
You are not the point.
That's right. Good. That's good.
It's
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So which one was it? Mary or Martha? I don't know. One of the sisters is like, well,
Martha said, well, I know you're the resurrection. I know.
right,
Jesus
because Jesus tells her, look, your brother is going to rise.
Yeah.
And she gets very spiritual.
Yeah. She's so churchy.
Right, she's churchy. She's like, oh God, I know that he's going to
rise.
I
know, yeah.
On the last day when you bring us all back.
I got it.
And
I heard that lesson in Sunday school. I know the book, that part.
I know what's going to happen then.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this is what we do. We said it Sunday. We kind of give God this magical racer called heaven that in the sweet by and by, everything's going to be right.
Mm-hmm.
And the crazy thing about us is we absolutely believe that that's going to take place.
Mm-hmm.
And rightfully so.
Yeah.
But none of us have ever seen the tree of life. None of us have ever seen a pearly gate. None of us have ever seen walls of jasper, streets of gold, right? But we are fully confident that that's going to happen. But when it comes time for God to pay your light bill, you don't have the same level of confidence that he can solve the problem here.
Now.
He don't got to solve it then.
See?
He can solve it here. And our faith oftentimes is, I'm not going to say it's misplaced, but we don't apply the same amount of faith in our situation. And we just kind of are very spiritual and ethereal. And we just, we kind of are fluffy. When Jesus is like, no, he's going to rise in a few minutes. You don't have to think at the end. This is about to go down.
Yes.
Because I am the resurrection.
And I showed up.
And I'm here.
In perfect divine time.
Come on.
For divine purpose. God, dog, man, that's so good.
It's just as good as it gets.
It is just as good as it gets. What in your life is worth waiting for? Or what has you off kilter that you feel antsy about, that you can't wait? Mm-hmm. That is the thing where you need to step back and allow God to do what he's doing. It's greater than you. Particularly if he already sent word that he's going to handle it, showing you he's going to handle it, why would you feel any different than that?
Exactly. It's a tough lesson.
It is.
Because you have, like you said, expectations. You have emotion.
Yeah.
We're living in the situation.
Right.
At the end of the day, Mary and Martha buried their brother. That's tough.
And it doesn't get no more real than that.
It don't get no more real.
Raw.
Right. And this is what gets me. They have a friend who they know could have prevented this real situation that they're in.
Say that.
They have a friend who they know they have full faith that he could have.
Because we seen you do it for everyone else.
We've seen you do
it. You do it for everybody else, and you didn't do it for me.
And you didn't do it for me.
You don't love me.
Right? Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me? I'm really kind of tight with you right now.
Right.
I'm trying to
come on now. And
wow.
This is an emotional time. As a matter of fact, the shortest verse in the Bible, Jesus wept.
Jesus, this is where that is.
This is the story, right? John 11:35. Right. That story.
Jesus wept. Why did he weep? Because he, in his humanness, he wanted to show that he loved this man.
Right. Hey, I feel like their disappointment in him.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. Yep.
Is what moved him to tears.
Yes.
Y'all thought that I didn't respond because I don't love you, but I'm responding because I do love
because I do love you. So I have to do it this way.
right.
That was my point. He wept. He loved. This is what usually is taught because he loved the man died.
Mhm.
But it's so much bigger than it's so
Yeah.
much more than
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Because he did love Lazarus. He also did love the sisters,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
He loved the father, and when he felt like that you didn't believe that or he let you down,
Yeah.
it comes back to being a faith thing.
Yeah.
So you don't have faith that I'm gonna do what I've always shown you I was gonna do.
Yep.
I've done it. I've done it for other people.
Right.
You know, how much more would I do for you if I love you?
Right.
And then so you don't believe it? Yes,
Yeah.
I'm weeping.
Yeah. It's an
I'm
emotional.
weeping.
Yeah. This is.
I'm weeping.
Yeah. It's a tough thing. You know, the Bible tells us that Jesus was. He had emotions too. A man
Yeah.
of sorrows, acquainted with grief.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you see him experiencing these things, and
To let us know we can make it because he made it.
yeah.
We can make it through that.
Right. And again, if there's ever a story that shows that your emotions are fine, but there's a higher order, even though he was emotional, he still never let his emotions deter him from his assignment.
Now that right there is a boom moment. Y'all can boom on that all the way. Boom. Y'all can boom on that.
You never let his emotions. We need to see some booms. Throw some booms in the chat. You never let his emotions deter him from his
He
assignment.
never let his emotions deter him from the assignment. Wow. Reverend, that's so good.
There we go. Got a couple of them.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's good, man.
We got some more.
Yeah. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so
Again,
they
emotions are important. We
yeah,
started with that.
exactly. This story shows us the emotions,
Mm.
and they're well documented, right? And there's nothing. I mean, we keep saying there's nothing wrong with them. This is what's supposed to happen. There's a
Mm-hmm.
normal way of doing things. You're
Right.
supposed to grieve when somebody dies, right? Okay, cool, right? Easy work.
Easy.
Right?
It moves you.
Exactly. Come on now. Right. And you can kind of feel the tension rising because Jesus is like, roll the stone away.
Yeah.
And they're like,
What? What are you talking about? You missed the wake. You already you missed the wake. You missed the he was sick. Now he dead.
right,
You missed
you
it.
missed it. What you talking about? Roll the stone away. He stinks. By now, he's been dead 4 days.
And stiff.
And still, right.
What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Again, we can't see it through these lenses. He's looking through lenses of holiness. That's good, man. You can't see it. Just because you can't see it don't mean it doesn't exist there.
Don't mean it don't exist. Man, how many times do I got to tell the story about the dogs behind the invisible fence? Because it is so real that you can't, just because you can't see the fence, don't mean that the dogs can get out.
Everything is not what it seems.
Everything is not what it seems.
It's not.
And when we function, we talked about this Sunday, only from what we see, we are functioning from a limited perspective.
Yeah.
Because it never really accounts what we don't see.
Right.
And God
Right.
oftentimes operates in the unseen realm.
Because you are out of the way.
Boom.
That's why. Yeah, that's a boom moment.
Exactly.
Get out of the way.
Get out.
That's so he waits. If Jesus had came when they sent word about him being sick, Lazarus, your friend, your brother, is sick. If he had jumped up right then,
Mm-hmm.
what glory would God have gotten from that?
Right.
It would have said, oh, he just fixed him, gave him some turmeric and cumin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just made him feel better.
Right.
If he had came the first day that he died, they would have said, oh, he just was in a coma or he passed out.
Yeah.
He was not dead.
Right. Swoon theory.
But 4 days is beyond confirmation.
Ain't no way around that. Ain't no way around that. And if I'm not mistaken, I have to probably restudy this. But there is, I believe, the sages teach that the soul can kind of linger for like
Right.
2 or 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely gone by day 4. So
Cool,
it ain't
right.
nothing. This was like the real deal miracle for everybody. Right?
Right.
It wasn't like, boom. So he's literally real dead. Right?
Dead.
Dead.
Dead as a doornail. Like they say, he's gone.
Dead. Right.
He's gone, and the body stinks. Wow.
And Jesus says, roll the stone away.
Just do what I told you to do.
Just handle business. Handle business. And we know what happened. But what we taught Sunday, because I think it's very critical for us to listen to how Jesus prayed to the Father before he said
that
those
part.
famous words.
That's really good. What was his prayer? Because it was in the specificness of the prayer. Let me see, can I grab that? In the specificness of that are some context clues for the whole, tying the whole thing together.
Tying the whole thing together.
First, let's go back just a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
He sleeps, but I go that I may awake him out of sleep. Right? The disciples, this is him talking to the boys.
Right.
We gotta go to Jesus and look, get your stuff. We about to go to Bethany, about to go check on Lazarus.
Right.
Go check on him. I know he did. He was sick. You know what I mean? This many days, and now he dead. Like, what are you doing? Right. Just get your stuff, man.
Get your stuff.
All right. So then we get his stuff and we going. He sleep, but I go that I may wake him out of sleep. Bible says, Lord, if he sleep, don't bother him.
Yeah, leave him alone.
He been sick. Right. Need some rest. Chicken noodle soup, rest. Right. Go to sleep, rest. Jesus spake of his death. Verse 14. Then Jesus said unto them plainly, Lazarus is dead. This is what the pastor was saying. Nobody told him he was dead. Right. He says, Lazarus is dead. I'm glad for your sakes, yours, that I was not there. So this particular lesson was for the disciples as well. To the intent ye may believe, nevertheless, let us go to him. Let's go. Thomas, which is called Didymus, said unto his fellow disciples, let us also go that we may die with him. Right. Because these people are going to kill Jesus. Right. They're going to take us out. This is doubting Thomas. The guy, he's like, we throwing salt on everything. Jesus came, he found that he had lain in the grave 4 days already. Many of the Jews came. I think it's interesting to note Thomas and a few of the others, I'm sure, believe if we go there, we're going to die because they're going to kill us because they already been trying to hunt us, to kill us. Anyway. The story just jumped to then when Jesus came, he found that he had lain in the grave 4 days already. Yeah. Let us go to Jesus came and found him in the grave 4 days. Right. Nobody killed them. There was a hedge of protection around them because they were going to do the ministry that they were called to do. Yep. When it appeared that there was imminent danger, it seemed like they would be killed. They just knew it. I felt like, Lord, man, they're trying to kill us. We going into the lion's den? Yes. Because that is nothing. We got a purpose and a point to go and do. Yep. I just thought that was interesting. But it just it jumps from him doubting to where we at now. We're here. Yep. Now we're here. Mind you, it's at least a 2 days journey to the place. All right, at least a 2-day journey that they went. Bethany was now to Jerusalem about 15 furlongs off, and many of the Jews came to Martha and Mary to comfort them concerning their brother. Martha, soon as she heard Jesus was coming, not that he arrived, but that he was coming, went and met him. But Mary sat still in the house. I'm wondering, was it grief or was it, I don't know. What is it? Frustration. Yeah, she her jaw tight a little bit because you should have came when I told you. Right. Yeah, I haven't anointed you. Right. How can you do me like this? Then said Martha unto Jesus, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. I know that even now, whatsoever thou would ask of God, God will give it thee. Jesus said, thy brother shall rise again. Martha said, I know you're going to rise on the resurrection day. That's the churchiness.
Church girl.
I am the resurrection woman
You don't understand.
and the life.
Mm.
This is the point. You're saying death is here? Well, life just is here too. Which is greater?
Woo.
He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. Because I'm the resurrection and the life. I'm not only going to resurrect him, I'm going to make him live. Talk to me.
Come on.
Both. Me, right here. It'd be one thing to raise him up,
Oh, yeah, that's good enough.
to show the people
Right.
he's standing, walking, blinking. But to remove the cloak of death, and live,
Live.
that is powerful.
True power. True power. True power.
Whosoever lives and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this? Verse 27. She said unto him, Yea, Lord, I believe that thou art the Christ, Son of God, which should come into the world. And when she has so said, she went her way. I believe everything he's saying. I mean, yeah, I got you. Called Mary, her sister, secretly, saying, this is what I thought was interesting too. The master is come and calleth for thee.
Mm-hmm.
I took it as that she was in her feelings.
Yeah, I kind of.
Because he never asked for Mary.
Right. Right. You asking about you. Come on. What are you asking for me for? You asking him.
And Martha a little tight too.
Yeah.
He asked him to see you. He wanted to see you.
Yeah.
He didn't ask for none of that.
Right.
Man, they janky right now. They janky now.
You know it, man.
They janky.
You know it. You know it.
Soon as she heard that, she arose quickly and came unto him. Now Jesus was not yet come into the town, but was in that place where Martha met him. The Jews then which were with her in the house and comforted her, professional wailers. They had this, professional grievers. Mm-hmm. They grieve with you, carry you through, right? Which is not her sister.
Right.
There's some people appointed to that job.
Right.
That's interesting too.
Very, very much so.
Professional grievers.
Mm-hmm.
When they saw Mary went out, that she rose up hastily and went out, followed her, saying, She goeth unto the grave to weep there. Right. So we got to go help that, carry the blankets and throwing her dress and all that. When Mary, verse 32, was come where Jesus was and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying unto him, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. When Jesus therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews also weeping, which came with her, he groaned in the spirit and was troubled, and said, Where have ye laid him? They said unto him, Lord, come and see. Jesus wept. Verse 35. Then said the Jews, Behold, how he loved them. He obviously loved them because he's crying.
He's crying. Yep, you understand? Yep.
It's okay. And I just think about that, what you said earlier. That is a greater, even them tears was greater than that. Mm-hmm. Here I am showing you, I'm the resurrection, the life, the Son of Man, right here.
Yep.
And y'all still are broken to the point. And I'm not talking about the grief, I'm talking about the brokenness. Yeah. That life can't happen again.
Right. Wow.
They've given into the defeat of the brokenness. Yeah. Not grief. This is two different things that I'm saying. Yeah. Have the grief. Mm-hmm. That's what Pastor was saying. You're supposed to do that. Yeah. Jesus was doing that too. Yeah. I'm sad. My friend died. Right. Am I broken? No. Because joy is here. It's coming and now here. Then said the Jews, Behold how he loved them. Some of them said, Could not this man? I mean, why are you crying now? It's always split. Like somebody, it's gonna be okay. And then other people, well, you should have been here. Right. I mean, you said you got the power. Right. Come on. Dang, they divided. Mm-hmm. Even in this moment. Could not this man, which opened the eyes of the blind, have caused that even this man should not have died? If God continually prevents you from experiencing a thing, then you won't get the end result that's his desire, which is him getting glory and you turning back towards him, knowing that it existed outside of you.
Right.
It was beyond your capacity.
Right.
You had to wait for you to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Jesus, therefore, again, groaning in himself, coming to the grave. He was groaning. They was irking his nerves, really. Y'all.
It's an intense time, man. Yeah. That's wild.
It was a cave and a stone lay upon it. Jesus said, verse 39, take ye away the stone. Martha, the sister of him that was dead, said unto him, Lord, by this time he stinketh, for he had been dead 4 days. Shakespeare said regarding stink, or smell, that it's the rankest compound of villainous smell ever to offend the nostril. Wow. Now that's a terrible smell.
Terrible smell. That's good writing.
Ain't that good writing? The rankest compound of villainous smell ever to offend the nostrils. I believe that's what this was. 4 days in a cave, hot, and closed up.
Yeah, that's gonna be bad.
Jesus said unto her, said I not unto thee that if thou wouldst believe, thou shouldest see the glory of God? I already told you.
I already told you.
I got to say that again. And I got to show you. Then they took away the stone from this place where the dead was laid. And Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, this is what Pastor was talking about right here.
Well, read it from
Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me. Heard you when?
Heard. Not that thou will hear.
Or about to hear. Yeah, none of that.
That thou hast heard me. And that thou always, what?
Hears me always.
That you hearest me always.
But because of the people would stand by, I said it.
I what?
I said it.
I said.
Say it.
I'm not about to say it. I said it.
Say it. Say
you
it.
You gotta catch these words. Man.
Yeah, man. Words are so important.
Jesus says, I need you to hear this, because he ain't said nothing about Lazarus yet.
Nothing.
He's praying loud so that people can hear.
Yes.
I thank you that you have heard
me. Heard.
Past tense.
Past tense.
That you always hear me.
Uh-huh.
And I said it.
Yeah.
Already.
I already said it for the people that were standing by.
That's right. I already said it.
That they may believe that thou hast sent me. And when he thus had spoken, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. He's thanking him already before it's done.
Before he even said, Lazarus, come forth,
he's
giving thanks because of what he said before.
This is why he didn't have to be broken.
He already said it. He said it about 3 or 4 times. Don't gotta say it no more.
Don't require him to say it no
more. No. Just let him be God.
Can he just be God? That's reverend. I'm full, Doc.
I'm done. I'm good.
What y'all think in the comments right here? Remember to like and share, subscribe. We should have said first because this might be a bit much.
Right. We forgot.
Like, share, subscribe.
Hit the notification.
Hit the notification.
All that.
Man.
Whatever he said, you got to catch this. Whatever he said, it will come to pass. Whatever he said first is the same thing that he says at the end. His first word is the final word.
First word is the final word.
What he said. And if you really are paying attention, I think we did a pretty good job. He said way back in verse 4 or whatever. I don't know what verse it is specifically.
Yeah. Right here
I'm about to go get the brother up.
Yeah. This is what I'm about to do.
this is what's about to happen.
Man, that's so good. Verse 43. And when thus spoken, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. Jesus catch this, Reverend, still did not lay hands on the situation.
Nope.
He sent, I can throw this iPad across the room. What you say?
Word, man.
In a loud voice. Jesus' voice reaches down into the depths of death and speaks life and pulls it back up. Talk to me, somebody.
Come on, sir.
Huh?
Come on.
He can reach you wherever you are and bring life to the situation.
Come on.
We're going to do this thing about Mephibosheth and Lodabar. We got to do that.
That's coming.
Lodabar, right? Which by virtue of the name is a place of no communication. God reaches into that with a word. God Almighty.
Come on.
In a place of no communication and communicates to pull you out of that situation. Oh, man. Yeah, I got hot right there, brother. Woo! Lazarus come forth, and he that was dead did what? Came forth, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face was bound with a napkin. Jesus said unto them, loose him and let him go.
Loose him and let him go.
Then many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen the things which Jesus did believed him. Then they believed him. Not before when he did it all the other times.
Right.
Then. This is the important caveat right here. Verse 46. But some, whenever you have a but.
Right. But some.
But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Jesus has done. There's always somebody that's got not your best interest in mind. Why?
You seen a dead man with grave clothes on, hop about the grave.
You've been there. Jesus ain't even been there. You've been there where the man was at, so you know he did 4 days.
You know he did. And you still got to go try to stir up some trouble instead of worship.
You're a stirrer upper, man. You're a stirrer upper. Malice in your heart. Lasciviousness.
Yeah. Some people just ain't going to get right.
They're just not going to get right. Wow. Can't get right.
Can't get right. The prophetic words of... What's that movie?
Life.
The prophetic words of life.
Can't get right. They went and told it. Run tell that and told them what things Jesus had done. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him and not us. And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation. They're going to take our stuff. And one of them named Caiaphas, being the high priest that same year, said unto them, ye know nothing at all, nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not. He's collateral damage.
Yeah, we got this thing set up perfectly.
Perfect. Y'all don't even know we've been working on this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Which really, historically, this particular event was the catalyst, or the event that kind of sealed them deciding that they were going to get rid of Jesus. They were planning to kill Jesus and Lazarus, which, you know, is kind of amazing. First of all, how significant the story is in general, but, you know, the events that led to it. And maybe, you know, maybe some of that might be why Jesus was crying a little bit, you know, knowing that this is about to do that, boom, boom, boom.
Y'all still ain't gonna believe, some gonna not believe, some gonna be divided, yeah.
And I'm doing this, doing it for all of you, for us.
I'm going to raise Lazarus, give him life after death, then I'm going to take his place and perform it again. In your stead, right?
Yep.
And you still don't believe. I asked a question, Reverend. I think I asked you this. I've been asking a couple of people. Do you have to prove love over and over again? Is it necessary? Y'all tell me in the comments. Is it necessary? Do you have to prove love over and over again? I've heard some interesting different answers. Anybody? You have to prove love over and over, or should you have to prove?
Should you have to? That's easy.
That's kind of a good question.
It's a great question.
Man, we already like almost an hour. Wow.
Yeah,
It don't feel like
it
it.
don't. It don't. And all our boomers are still here with us. We love y'all.
We do. Come to church. Man, what y'all think? Oh, everybody quiet now.
I just say I feel like love should speak for itself.
Wow. Is that a safe answer? I like it. Love should speak for itself. I think it becomes a matter of
Show
words and actions. You have to show it. And let's see what they're saying. Maybe not prove, but show love over and over.
Yeah.
Showing it with it not being received as proof is in the matter of the other person. Don't you agree?
Right.
Choose love over and over again. Hey, out.
You don't have to prove love, but you should demonstrate it. That's good too.
That is good. That is real good. Demonstrate it. And Michael said, choose it. Maybe not prove, but show it. That's like demonstrate it. So Pamela and Erica are saying the same kind of thing, right?
It's well. I know we got to be done, but the interesting thing about this is that um, if we were to all just be honest, and if you're reading the story, this particular story, you don't know the end. I think that almost everybody would say that Jesus was not operating in love, that he wasn't demonstrating love.
Mm. Mm. You don't have to prove it over and over again unless the love that you're showing becomes questionable. Interesting. That's still a matter of perspective.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was
Go
trying to
ahead.
get
Go
at.
ahead. Go ahead.
In that love can be interpreted in different ways. Our
Perspective.
perspective of certain things. For example, and this is a whole other conversation, but let's go parent-child, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you are going to demonstrate love for your kids by making sure that they eat vegetables,
Yeah.
by making sure that they look both ways when they cross the street, by not staying up too late, by not eating a bunch of candy. But to them, it may feel like they don't love me.
Oh my.
If you really love me, you would let me do this, that, and the third. All my friends do this, that, and the third. Because they have a limited perspective of what love is. And sometimes when you're in, say, relationships or, uh, romantic relationships, marriage relationships, or even relationships where there's a level of hierarchy, sometimes the person is operating out of pure love, but it doesn't feel like
it. That is an interesting joint because because the other person can feel like you said, the child, they feel like, and I know none of y'all think your parents did everything right. I'm gonna talk about me. I didn't like some things that my parents did.
right.
Michael, didn't like that I had to come in when the street lights came on. Because at a certain time of year, the street lights are on and it's still daytime.
Yeah, right.
The point was that Mike, exactly. The point was when the light come on, you're in the house. Don't matter about anything else.
Right.
My logic is saying, well, it's summertime. It's not dark until 9 o'clock, 8:30. The street lights still, they got it programmed in this program
Right.
till 6 o'clock.
Yep.
Well, I gotta come in, man.
Right.
It just finna get good. Right? I didn't like it. Can't be real vocal. Then that's another day, but I don't like it. They're operating again out of love. Continuing. When the daylight saving time change
Mm-hmm.
and it gets dark at 5:30,
Mm-hmm.
the street light come on 6 and it's starting to get dark, you already up. Light came on, gotta go.
Yep.
Did not love it and didn't think that they loved me for
Right.
enforcing that. Is that making any sense?
That makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense.
Let me see. Your actions Karen said, and Pam said, the problem is some people can't receive love. They don't believe. That's a different thing. I think it's pertinent to the story though, because Pam, Jesus did not come when they wanted him to.
No.
Karen said, your actions. This is again that same thing. Even what Golden Heart and Erica all this like demonstrated and love you're showing becomes questionable. Is it questionable that Jesus didn't come exactly when they called him?
Right.
We can take that as being questionable.
Exactly.
Michael said, yes, proving, quote unquote, proving is too relative. Baby girl, you own it. That's what I'm thinking. Who is to say that you're sufficiently prove your love for someone? Galatians 1 and 10. Let's read that.
Read it, sir.
Let me go to there. Let's go to Galatians. I gotta get. I don't have my.
Well, they in the night though. It's coming.
Yeah, in my. So I'm waiting for it to come up on my thing. I left my Bible in the back. We were rushing to come because this was good. Galatians. What are they saying? Some good
Ron
words.
said, in mature love, you shouldn't have to prove it or have it proven when you know both parties are doing things out of a we focus and not a me focus.
Woo! But no, some specific words in there. No,
No.
when you know,
Right.
and then we.
We mature.
Mature. Yep. Wow.
Yep.
So it goes back to what you know. Stick with what you know. Galatians. Baby girl, what'd you say? Galatians 1 and 10.
1 and 10.
For do I now persuade men or God? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Christ.
Come on, Paul.
You went in the book. You see that, baby girl? I hate it. This is the thing, baby. I'm sorry, baby. That's my baby girl. Micah is my, yeah. She's ours. That is, she's mine right there. So I've been saying that baby girl. That's my daughter, Micah. Me and Erica. Erica's in here too. Hey, girl, see you. Listen. So the thing is this: for if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Christ. It's difficult when men or women, the other people that you're connected to, require you to please them. We talked about this in a couple other episodes. Happy life, happy wife, happy life. That's a bunch of crock.
Right.
A little bit better could be happy spouse, happy house.
Yeah.
That means a we. That's that Siobhan was talking about. It's an us thing. We focus. For do I now persuade men or God? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Christ. Man, are you doing what's good or are you doing what's right? Keeping peace or seeking peace? Man, that's a lot right there.
We need to get some people in the house, man.
In here.
Yeah, that'd be a live studio audience.
When are you all coming?
Y'all coming?
The doors of one place are now open for you to come. We're there. Come through. Come through.
We gotta do it. We have to do an official invitation.
Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do that.
We'll set that up. We love y'all.
We do absolutely.
So much.
I mean. This is what I want to end with this about this love and proving love. Jesus, because we talked about, demonstrating it and the actions and showing becomes questionable. Jesus paid the ultimate price, gave his life, and there are still some that require more proof. Can't do it over and over.
No.
Semantics. Jesus can, should not have to. Gave his life. To go back to what baby girl said, it's relative to how you see it.
Yeah.
He paid the highest price.
Yep.
Why would you not think he loves you?
Yeah.
It's something to think about. So he got to prove it again and again, or show that action again and again. Like he got to. Why does he have to do that again, or even consider doing it again?
Right. Right.
He showed you
The greatest demonstration ever.
ever. I think my question is, why did you still not get it?
Right. Ain't on him. On you.
Them people went and told on him, tried to get him killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some still didn't believe.
Yeah.
But a great love hath no man than this.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the part about that, Siobhan, is this: that it is a friend, not a husband, wife, mama, child. Listen, none of those things. No greater love than this, than a man lay down his life for a
Friend. Yeah. Amen.
and to know that the creator of all things is your friend,
Come on.
you should run about right there on that part. That's enough to shout.
Amen. Amen.
What is man that thou art mindful of him? I'm done. That's good. Listen, go and press like, press the bell up there at the top, and join us again. This is great. Hey, Eric, I'm glad to see you in here. Who else in here? Well, we can't really see all. If you all don't make like a comment or like push or make the boom, we don't see who it is. So we like that. We're excited about it.
Yeah.
You know, some people are just kind of trolling.
That's great.
But that's cool too, right?
Yeah. Yep. Good interaction tonight. We appreciate y'all, and we'll be back next week.
Oh. So my other daughter, my Raven, made this with her cousin Ashley. It's a family thing. They got these HBCU clothes and positive, like strong black affirmation clothes. It's called Tones of Melanin. Go to it online. They just had a real strong tweet from Lil Duval, the comedian. And yeah, it's gonna be great. So she made this right there. Tonesofmelanin.com right there. Boom. Aggie Pride. I always wore this. They were telling me I wore something the other day, and it's like against Norfolk State. This is the one.
Yeah, that's it.
Listen.
We're not mad, man.
I'm not even.
We're supporting the business.
We're supporting the business and HBCUs.
Right, in general.
Don't be divided on something that is,
No, we only care if we playing a homecoming or something. You're allowed to wear whatever you want to wear.
Because I didn't know.
One HBCU wins, we all win.
That part.
But I got to say this before I leave. Behold,
the green and gold. Oh.
You know what we should do? But that's dope. Like the fact that that's your daughter's.
Yeah, man. They winning too. Hey.
And if you have like a product or something that you need us to push, send it to us. We might push it.
Yeah. Yeah, we might do that.
We might do that.
For a nominal fee.
Yeah. We'll put it up here.
We have opportunities for marketing.
Exactly. We own it.
All right. We love you guys.
Yep, we love y'all.
Yes. Thank you, Erica. She said a good word, fellas.
Yep. Thank you, Erica.
Thank you, Micah. He said that. Thank y'all. We love you. Come and visit us sometime.
Yep.
All right.
See.
Yes. We love you. Boom. Peace.